Hey guys, today we'll be reviewing Antifragile by Nassim Taleb. When we think of the word fragile, we imagine something that breaks easily. Something like a glass vase could shatter to pieces in an instant. But what do you think the opposite of fragile is? Most of us think sturdy or robust, like a brick. However, drop it enough times and a brick can also break. The opposite of fragile is what Taleb calls anti-fragile. Something that becomes stronger as it gets damaged, as if dropping the brick will eventually turn into steel. Recently, I started to pick up weightlifting, and it has become one of my favorite pastimes. However, as a beginner, I was lifting with poor form. All of these injuries started to rack up. The worst was when I squatted incorrectly and damaged my knees. I went to a chiropractor, and he told me that I should stop lifting in general. He said that along with my injuries, I also had scoliosis and my knees were genetically bad. After hearing that, I was distraught. I was angry at the chiropractor, at myself, and at the universe for giving me this body. I also did not want to quit, but at the same time, I wanted my body to be painless. So I started to do some research. I looked up videos on how to squat without pain, and studied relentlessly on how to train the body safe and pain-free. I continued to lift weights, and the pain eventually dwindled and my form got better and better. Failing is fine as long as if you're not fragile, but instead anti-fragile. You do not break after one fall, but instead with each and every fall you learn from your mistakes, recover, and become even better than what you were in the past. Anti-fragility is needed for anyone to grow. At any time in our lives, something can happen. We are never certain of anything. The economy might crash, a family member might die, or even a war might break out. No matter what happens, you will need to be anti-fragile. Say you lose a $10,000 deal with the company because they based their decision off of a whim. You do not just quit, but instead you learn from what you can do differently and how you can improve. The way to become anti-fragile is to accept the fact that life is very uncertain and that crap may happen. Although life is random, playing both the fragile and anti-fragile part is needed to manage the uncertainty. Taleb calls this the barbell strategy. With the barbell, you have weight on two ends of the bar and none in the middle. Basically, you want to focus on being the both extremes of being fragile and anti-fragile rather than being in the middle and mediocre. The idea here is that you want to control the risk of disaster while making sure that you can also gain and achieve your goals. For the fragile side, the randomness of the world does not affect it as much, and it acts as a baseline of what you should target in order to move on with your life. The anti-fragile side is you testing and trying out new things that might succeed or fail. As long as you hit your baseline, you can continue to move on with your life and not risk losing as much. My extreme side is that I strive to inspire and motivate thousands to have a happy life. But my safe side is just to create at least one piece of content and send it out to the world every week. I test out tons of different methods to make sure that I achieve my extreme goals, such as by using Twitter or Instagram, yet sometimes I fail miserably and also have times when I'm doing well. My safe side is just bringing forth a piece of content every week. That is secure and makes a foundation for my extreme side. By hitting that baseline, I will also allow myself to learn from my mistakes on where I failed on my extreme side, but still allow myself to do something and grow. Anti-fragility is highly underrated in our society. In fact, our technology advancements were based on being anti-fragile. If I told you that a 300-ton metal object would be carrying 50 people in the air, that I should just give up and go back to farming. However, the Wright brothers went on and developed the first plane. Thomas Edison had to try and try over 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb. Edison could have just given up after the 10th time and said that it was impossible, but he was anti-fragile and kept on going. His invention got better and better and is now in almost all households. The progression in our societies are based on being anti-fragile. Everything was built on just a series of trial and error. With each failure, the diamond got brighter and the sword got sharper. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you want more animated book summaries, check out my channel.